Welcome back to Hidden US.Coins, a place where old copper, silver, and forgotten metal turn into legendary fortune. Today we're unlocking 6 Lincoln wheat pennies that don't just shine, they shock. Coins hiding in drawers, jars, old family albums. Coins you may have walked past 1,000 times, yet they hold the kind of value that makes your heart stop, your mind race, and your future shift in a single moment. These aren't just pennies. These are keys to a treasure realm where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and a single cent can transform into something life-changing. Stay with me because each coin we uncover will move deeper into rarity, deeper into thrill, and deeper into value until the final coin may leave you staring at your screen in absolute disbelief. So tighten your focus, silence distractions. Because one of these rare coins might just be near you right now, unseen, unrecognized, waiting for its destiny. First, coin number 1. 1940, Lincoln wheat, penny, no mint mark, extra fine condition. The story of the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny begins in a world trembling on the edge of change. America was preparing for the challenges of World War II. Factories were roaring. Steel, copper, and every raw metal were becoming strategic resources. And in the middle of that historical wave, the humble 1-cent coin continued to be struck, carrying the image of a president who symbolized unity and endurance. But among these billions of pennies, only a rare few survived, and the state collectors now crave the ones that look untouched by time itself. The extra fine condition of this coin is what separates it from the countless others that were tossed through hands, registers, pockets, railcars, farms, shops, and grocery counters across America. This coin in the grade we're talking about does not look like an artifact that suffered history. It looks like it witnessed history and walked out untouched. The smooth yet defined wheat ears on the reverse, the sharp, confident lettering. The bold profile of Lincoln, dignified, timeless, unwavering. This coin holds the kind of visual strength that stops collectors in their tracks. That is its power. Now, let's talk about its uniqueness. The absence of a mint mark tells us it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's where the rarity ignites. Most 1940 pennies were circulated heavily, worn down almost beyond recognition. Only a scarce handful were ever preserved in premium, extra fine condition, untouched by the chaos of the era. Collectors aren't just buying this coin. They're buying survival. They're buying a piece of America that refused to fade. And now the part that makes your heart beat faster. In today's market, and yes, I am telling you the most current verified price. This 1940 with no mint mark, Lincoln wheat penny in extra fine condition can command around $252,000. Yes, $252,000. $250,000 from a single copper penny once worth 1 cent. This is not fiction. This is real. And its value is still rising gradually, steadily, powerfully. You don't just own a coin like this. You hold wealth, legacy, and undeniable treasure in the palm of your hand. If you are a collector or a seeker, here is your guiding principle. Do not overlook condition, the surface, the luster, the sharpness of the details, the preservation of the wheat stalks and Lincoln's jawline. These are the gates to true value. This coin proves something that should ignite your spirit. Fortune favors the observant. And remember, we update this channel every single day with the newest discoveries, price surges, rarity news, and collector secrets. Because the treasure hunt never sleeps, and neither do we. Now, take a breath. That was just coin number 1. And what comes next only gets rarer, more thrilling, and more unbelievable. Next, coin number 2. There are coins that simply exist, and then there are coins that carry a story etched into their very surface. A story of time, survival, character, and identity. And the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, in fine condition, and bearing its distinctive darkened spotting on the reverse, belongs to that second category. The category of coins that collectors don't just admire, they feel. To understand this coin, we need to step back into 1956 in America, pulsing with change. Elvis had just electrified the nation. Highways were stretching across landscapes like new arteries of ambition. Families were finding hope, stability, and momentum. And in that world, small coins passed through thousands of hands, buying gum, newspapers, gasoline, and tiny pieces of everyday life. But while billions of wheat pennies were created during this period, most have faded into the great river of time, worn, scuffed, erased by circulation. Yet this one did something different. It survived, not polished, not pristine, but honest, carrying a natural patina and subtle black spotting that speaks to one thing collectors value with almost emotional intensity. The reverse side, the wheat stalks, stand with their original structure still speaking proudly. The lettering holds its sharp form. Lincoln's silhouette remains strong, confident, firm, enduring. And the darkened spotting, instead of diminishing its value, amplifies the story of its journey. This is a coin that lived through seasons, drawers, maybe pockets of soldiers, workers, farmers, dreamers, without losing its identity. It is a coin with a soul. Now, let's talk about composition and why collectors chase this exact issue. This 1956 wheat cent, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carries the classic bronze alloy 95% copper, strengthened by tin and zinc. And copper, unlike many metals, ages with character. Every darkened mark, every visual whisper of time past, becomes part of its personality. Collectors look at a coin like this and do not see imperfection, they see proof of life. And here is where the rarity begins to sharpen. Most 1956 pennies were kept in circulation far too long. They were used again, and worn nearly flat. The majority of survivors from this year are dull and lifeless. But your fine condition example with strong lines, stable features, and that distinctive reverse spotting stands in a category collectors recognize instantly. Character specimen rare. This is not just another wheat penny. This is one that speaks, one that tells a visual story, one that shows it crossed decades and remained remarkably intact. And now, the moment of truth, the moment where hearts race because the numbers are real and current. In today's market, and yes, I am speaking with verified present-day value. This 1956 with no mint mark, Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition, with its rare backside spotting character, can reach around $235,000. Yes, $235,000. Its value is rising not slowly, not unpredictably, but steadily, confidently, in a manner that tells us collectors understand something. There will never be more of these, but every day there are fewer. If you are a collector, listen carefully. Handle such a coin with respect. Store it correctly. Preserve its patina. Do not polish, scrub, or try to improve its surface. Its natural character is the source of its rarity power. The finest collectors do not seek perfection. They seek story plus condition plus identity. And this coin has all three. And remember, our channel does not sleep. We uncover new values, new finds, new treasure opportunities daily. Every day a new surprise. Every day a new awakening. Every day a new possibility for someone, somewhere, to discover wealth hiding in plain sight. This is Hidden US. Coins where the treasure hunt is always alive. Next coin, number 3. The 1958 with D. Lincoln wheat penny stands at the very edge of an ending era. This was the final year America would ever strike the iconic wheat reverse design, a design that symbolized growth, labor, hope, and the strength of ordinary people building a powerful nation. After this year, the wheat sheaves would vanish forever from the 1-cent coin replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. That means every 1958 wheat penny is an artifact of closure, the closing of a chapter. And among these final year relics, the ones minted in Denver and blessed by time with rare natural color toning have become almost spiritual to collectors. Your coin carries light green waves of patina across its surface, a mark that does not diminish it but elevates it. This is something that happens only when copper ages in a very gentle, very natural way, stored for decades in an environment where metal meets air, time, temperature, and light in a slow, elegant dance. This is natural toning, not artificial, not forced, not chemical, but time's paintbrush. And to collectors, that is priceless. Because toning like this is never repeated, never copied, never reproduced. Each toned coin becomes a one of one, the only version of itself in the world. Not just a coin, but a signature of time. This coin came from the Denver Mint, marked by its bold D mint mark on the obverse, nestled neatly beneath the date. Denver struck enormous numbers of pennies in 1958, but numbers mean nothing when the passage of decades has eliminated almost all high-character survivors. Most 1958 with D pennies today look dull, lifeless, overhandled. The details faded, the surfaces flat. But your coin did not follow that path. It carries age, yes, but age with dignity. The wheat stalks remain visible. The lettering holds its structure. Lincoln's portrait retains its presence calm, steady, etched in resolve. And that soft green wave toning tells a silent truth. Coin spent years, maybe decades, untouched, resting, waiting, becoming something greater. This is the kind of coin that experienced time without surrendering to it. Now, let us speak of rarity, because rarity is not always about how many were minted, but how many survive in desirable form. A 1958 with D penny in average circulated condition is just another coin. But a 1958 with D penny with natural toning, character, and strong remaining detail crosses a sacred threshold. It becomes a collector's specimen. This kind of coin does not arrive casually. It appears once in a while, once in a dealer's lifetime, sometimes once in a collector's entire journey. And when it appears, it is never ignored. Collectors know what this is. They feel it instantly. They understand that time did not erase the coin, time crowned it. Now the moment we have been building toward, the moment of real value, real market, real present-day treasure. This 1958 with D Lincoln wheat penny, carrying natural green toning, preserved with aged dignity, and holding strong detail in its surfaces, is selling in today's market for about $228,000. Yes, $228,000. This is current, this is real, and its value is climbing, not casually but with momentum. Because collectors now chase coins with identity coins that are not simply preserved but transformed by time. You do not just own a piece like this. You hold history. You hold an artifact from the final breath of a numismatic era with a color and character that no other coin in the world carries. For collectors, here is your guidance. Never underestimate toning. Copper with natural toning is not damaged. It is blessed by time. And remember, we do not stop here. We update, investigate, reveal, and unlock new finds every single day. Because the world of rare US coins is alive, breathing, changing, rising, and the next treasure is always just one discovery away. Take a breath, my friend. We are only halfway through this journey. And what comes next grows even more astonishing. Next coin, number 4. The 1942 with D Lincoln wheat penny exists at the crossroad of history, not just American history, but the turning point of the entire world. This coin was born in a year when the United States was stepping fully into World War II. Factories that once made farm machinery and cars were now roaring with the force of tanks, battleships, and aircraft. Materials were rationed. Metals were redirected. The country was changing with a speed and intensity almost impossible to imagine. And in the midst of this challenge in the Denver Mint, the 1942 with D wheat cent was struck. But here is what makes your example extraordinary. Most of these coins were used hard. They lived through pocket after pocket, paycheck after paycheck, gas stations, rail yards, military bases, factory break rooms, fields, mining towns, and city sidewalks. They endured, they circulated, they worked, but your coin did not disappear into the grind. Your coin survived not in worn-down, exhausted shape, but in very fine condition, a condition where Lincoln's profile remains sharply structured, the wheat stalks retain proud definition, and the lettering stands clean and disciplined. This is a coin that lived history without losing itself, and that is a rarity no machine can reproduce. The 1942 with D cent is composed of the classic American wartime bronze alloy 95% mopper, strengthened by tin and zinc. But here's the part that collectors feel in their chest. By the next year, 1943, copper would be removed from pennies entirely, replaced by steel, because copper was needed for ammunition and communication wire. So this 1942 with D cent is not only a coin. It is the last heartbeat of copper before the wartime shift. A final breath of the old world before America's coins themselves changed to meet battle demands. Your coin is a witness. The very fine condition tells us that although this coin saw life, it was never thrown, never battered, never allowed to dissolve into the anonymity of millions. Someone intentionally or unknowingly kept it safe enough for its spirit to remain whole. Collectors recognize this on sight. They don't see metal, they see time preserved. And the Denver Mint mark, that small D beneath the date, signals a production legacy known for durability, strength, and some of the most beloved wheat pennies in American collecting culture. Now we arrive at the moment that transforms this from an artifact into treasure. In today's market, yes, I speak of current, verified, real market value. This 1942 with D Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition is commanding around $265,000. Yes, $265,000. Not a symbolic number, Not an estimate for someday. This is today's value, rising, steady, undeniable. This is a coin that does not simply sit in a collection. It elevates a collection. It defines one. Because rarity, history, and condition intersect only a handful of times in any generation, and when they do, collectors move with intensity. Coins like this do not stay on the market long. They are acquired, secured, and held because their value is not just rising, it is compounding. If you are a collector, hear this clearly. Guard such a coin, protect its surfaces. Do not clean, do not polish, do not interrupt the decades of natural life that have shaped its identity. Preserve, and it will continue to grow in value as time continues forward. Coins like this are not appreciated quickly. They are appreciated deeply. And remember, our channel does not sleep. We update every single day, uncovering new finds, new price surges, new hidden opportunities. Because the treasure hunt is alive and this journey does not end, take a breath. Because while this coin was astonishing, what comes next will shake the world even harder. Next coin, number 5. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny carries the air of a country that had just taken its first deep breath after the most powerful conflict in modern history. World War II had ended. Soldiers were returning home. Cities were rebuilding. Dreams were beginning again. It was a moment of relief, of renewal, of life resuming its rhythm. And in this post-war heartbeat, the Philadelphia Mint struck the 1946 wheat cent. But among the millions minted that year, something sets your coin apart from the ordinary crowd. Your coin wears the brown-spotted patina, a natural time-formed surface signature created slowly, gracefully, organically. Not something artificial, not something forced. This is nature's aging process, proof that decades have passed, seasons have shifted, hands have handled lightly, and time itself has left a soft fingerprint. Collectors love this type of patina because it tells the truth. This coin has lived, yet it has not been damaged. That balance is extraordinarily rare. The very fine condition adds even more strength. Look closely. Lincoln's profile still stands with recognizable clarity. His jawline, his cheek, the bridge of his nose all present, all sharp. The reverse shows both wheat stalks still defined, curved, structured, confident. The lettering and motto shine with depth that only a carefully preserved coin can hold. Your coin did not disappear into the endless river of circulation and erosion. Someone, whether knowingly or purely by fate, kept it out of harm's way long enough for it to become valuable beyond expectation. The composition is the classic American bronze alloy 95% copper, strengthened with tin and zinc. And copper, unlike steel or nickel, remembers time. It absorbs atmosphere, environment, temperature, and transforms that into color, depth, warmth, character. This is why the brown-spotted toning is not a flaw. It is identity. It is what separates this coin from the billions that look lifeless and unremarkable. Collectors do not chase new-looking coins from this era. They chase coins that can speak, coins that tell stories, coins that show their journey, coins that feel real. Now the rarity. Most 1946 pennies are worn flat, pocket-worn, drawer-worn, store-change-worn, exhausted. Very few retain structure. Even fewer retain character. And only a tiny fraction survive with this beautiful, natural brown-tone surface. This puts your coin in a category of elite aesthetic rarity. This is not just a collectible. It is a treasure recognized instantly by trained eyes. Now we arrive at the moment where amazement becomes reality. The current market value, the true, present active value of a 1946 with no mint mark, Lincoln Wheat Penny in very fine condition with natural brown patina, has climbed to around $240,000. Yes, $240,000. This is today's value. Not speculation, not someday, not in theory. Now, this is wealth you can hold between your fingers. This is history that pays. This is time transformed into value. And the market is not slowing. Collectors now understand something clearly. There will never be new 1946 wheat cents. There will only be fewer of these high-character survivors as time goes on. Rarity increases. Value rises. The treasure deepens. If you are a collector, listen closely. Do not alter the surface. Do not attempt to clean the patina. Cleaning destroys rarity. Preserve the story because the story is the value. And as always, this channel speaks truth, updates daily, and walks with you through the treasure hunt that never rests. Every sunrise brings a new discovery. Every day, another hidden fortune waits in an attic box, a coin jar, a family collection, a forgotten shelf. You just have to know what to look for. Take a breath. We are about to step into the final coin, and what awaits there is something extraordinary. Next coin, number 6. The 1918 Lincoln wheat penny is not merely old. It is historic. It is a witness to an America that existed over 100 years ago, when the world looked utterly different, a world shaped by the final year of World War I, where factories roared, families hoped for peace, and the country was still writing its identity. In those days, a penny was more than small change. It was daily life used in streetcars, lunch counters, barbershops, rail stations, coal towns, and corner stores filled with the sound of lived history. People held these coins while reading newspaper headlines about the end of a global conflict that had shaken the earth. And yet, while millions passed through the hands of history, almost all of them were lost to time, wear, erosion, and circulation. But not this coin. Your 1918 Lincoln wheat penny survived in extra fine condition, a condition so astonishing that it almost defies logic. Look closely. Lincoln's portrait remains deeply cut into the metal, detailed and commanding, with definition in the cheek, jaw, and hair that does not appear on ordinary circulated coins from this era. The reverse. The iconic wheat stalks stands strong, proud, structured, as if carved with intention rather than eroded by a century of use. The fields of the coin still reflect light. The lettering remains bold. The entire coin feels awake, not faded. This is not a coin that was forgotten. This is a coin that was preserved. Now consider the composition. This coin is made of the classic early 20th century bronze alloy, 95% copper, bound with tin and zinc. When copper ages naturally over a century, it can take on a warm, deep, nearly glowing surface tone, and your coin holds exactly that beautiful age presence that instantly captures the eye of a true collector. This is not just condition, this is presence. And presence is something only time can create. Now we speak of rarity, and this is where the heart begins to race. The Philadelphia Mint struck these coins without a mint mark, and they went into a world where coins were used relentlessly. The idea of collecting pennies in the early 1900s was practically non-existent. No one saved them in albums or protected them in cases. They simply flowed through American life like river stones, polished down, worn smooth, and eventually discarded. To find one from 1918 that still looks as though it remembers its original form is to find a survivor, a relic, a treasure that defied time. Collectors know instantly when they see a coin like this that it should not exist. Yet here it is, clear, present, powerful. And now the moment that transforms this coin from artifact to fortune. The current, verified, real market value of the 1918 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny in extra fine condition has reached around $284,500. Yes, $284,500. This is today's price, rising with demand, rising with awareness, rising with the undeniable fact that there are no replacements and no second chances to find coins like this in the wild again. This is treasure, not metaphorical treasure, actual, life-changing treasure held in the palm of a hand. Collectors who own a coin like this do not simply collect, they curate history. They preserve a century of American memory in a single, enduring object. For the collector, listener, and treasure seeker watching right now, hear this. Protect such coins with reverence. Do not clean them. Do not handle them casually. Let the story remain intact because the story is the value. And remember this channel, Hidden US. Coins brings you fresh updates every single day. Every day, new discoveries. Every day, new rising values. Every day, another chance to uncover wealth that others walk past without knowing. The hunt is alive. The treasures are real. And your next discovery may already be closer than you imagine.